We are good to go.
Alright, Shalom.
Shalom.
We'll begin by giving our glory and praises to
Yahweh, Baal Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Baal Hashem, Kakodash.
Alright, double honors to our beloved elders and apostles, the great millstone. Shalom to them for elect. And shalom to all the Akim pushing this truth with sincerity. Alright, so brothers from the GMS Col Ohio branch coming back again with another Friday class. And continuing the series, we are now currently in second, the 14th chapter, which ultimately, isn't a huge chapter concerning breakdowns, etc. Little history, things that, point toward the near future. All right. And, just pretty much, as Ezra is continue to gain more access to understanding and prophecies, which in the latter two books, are heavy prophetical books, in our books that, initially, we are currently in. We're in 2nd Edges 15, we're in 2nd Edges 16. Again, as the age continues on, we are in those times, man. So again, when you tapping into the, these prophetical books and Ezra's, man, it's evident that, the Old Testament, all right, is or rather the Apocrypha is canon, all right. But we can continue and get straight to it, really.
You mind if I read a summary real quick?
Yeah.
Second Ezra, real quick. You give me a hot second. This is going. Just real quick. I have it popped up already. Alright, so I got the summary of Second Ezra 14th chapter out of a simple, search. Read it real quick. In 2nd Ezra 14, the prophet Ezra received the divine commission to preserve and transmit the Most High's revealed truths to the future generations. The chapter opens with a vision in which the Most High speaks to Ezra from a bush, recalling his revelation to Moses and the secrets of time and seasons.
Mm-hmm.
The Most High commands Ezra to memorize the signs, visions, and interpretations he has received, as he will be taken away from the earthly world and live with my son, which is Yahweh Shai. Interpreted by some as what he said, Yahweh Shai, until the end of time. Ezra is told that the world is rapidly approaching old age and that only a small portion of its history remains. He is instructed to set his house in order, warn and comfort the people, and instruct the wise while renouncing the corruptible life and earthly burdens. He is to haste to remove from these times and prepare for a future marked by even greater evils, as truth will withdraw and falsehood will grow. That's pretty much,
Yeah, beautiful. Brief synopsis of the chapter, and Lord willing, whoever read decide.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Busy? I got it.
2nd Edges 14 at the top.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to pass upon the third day, I sat under an oak, and behold, there came a voice out of a bush over against me, and said, Esdras.
Right, ultimately, again, at this time, Esdras is dealing with the angel Uriel. All right, you got it.
It says, and I said, here am I, Lord, and I stood up upon my feet.
Mm-hmm.
Then said he unto me, in the bush I did manifestly reveal myself unto Moses.
Right, reverencing that bush. All right, again, dealing, with Exodus, the 2nd chapter, in the latter verses, you have, going into the 3rd chapter, but at this time, Moses, ultimately slew the Egyptian, for the sake of an Israelite. And after the Pharaoh found out, he fled, all right, and dwelt in the land of Midian. Okay, and from there he was tending to is it Jethro, his sheep. Okay, and from there, as he was, tending to the sheep, the Lord appeared to him in a fiery bush, as it is written. All right, that didn't or wasn't consumed by the fire. Okay, and he revealed himself unto Moses at that time. But you got it.
Then he said unto me, in the bush I did manifest and reveal myself unto Moses, and talk with him when my people served in Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
And I sent him and led my people out of Egypt, and brought him up to the mountain where I held him by me a long season.
Right, that mount being Mount Sinai. All right, and like you said, he held him for a long season, 40 days, 40 nights. All right, you got it.
And told him many wondrous things, and showed him the secrets of the times and the end, and commanded him, saying,
Right, again, as he was up on that mount, he received a lot of visions, a lot of secrets, and then, that's how we get what? The Torah. All right, the first 5 books, written in the scriptures, were revealed first and foremost to Moses, man. All right, and then some Bibles, they put, in small parentheses or captions, who wrote those books, all right, or who produced the accounts for those books, which was Moses. But you got it.
it says, these words shalt thou declare, and these shalt thou hide.
Right. You see, so there's certain things out there that we, just don't have access to, certain books, etc. And when you go later into the chapter, it taps into that, But man, it's so much out, out there, that just wasn't written. And that's something, I always was into, and like I always ask brothers around, me and wherever I travel, is what's the first thing you anticipate, or the most thing, or the number one thing you're anticipating for in the kingdom? And for me, it's the mysteries, things that we don't know about, the secret things pertaining to creation, existence, whatever the Lord is willing to reveal, that is, again, hidden. But you got it.
It says, and now I say unto thee, that thou lay up in thy heart the signs that I have showed, and the dreams that thou hast seen, and the interpretations which thou hast heard.
Read 7 one more time.
Yeah, quick precept. Speaking of them hidden things, this is Deuteronomy 29 and 29. It says, the secret things belong to Yahweh our God, but those things are revealed belonging to us and our children forever, that we may do all the words of the law.
Right.
And just going into what you said, because like when we go into the kingdom, the Lord's gonna reveal more things to us. He gonna, you know what I mean? Because right now we just know what we know now, but the Lord's gonna open up our mind, because then we're gonna have new bodies. So our because our brain will be able to hold all of that knowledge. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna see wonderful things. We're gonna understand how the Lord created things, and we actually not only gonna know it, we're actually gonna see it.
Yep.
We're gonna see Genesis 1 and 1 and so on and so forth.
Yeah, the Lord. I'm sorry. Yeah, the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai, He only gave us what we needed to be equipped for on this planet Earth. Like you just said, that precept is beautiful, because I was holding, of course, what we got, 3-7, Amos 3 and 7. We always bring that out, but that's real talk. He only gave us what we needed. So you don't be overreaching, man.
Right. And that's beautiful, because ultimately, what we do have is, like, to understand the creation story. People read Genesis, don't have a clue what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah.
People hear about the serpent, don't have a clue what the hell they're talking about, man.
Right.
So the knowledge we even got on this side in these mortal bodies is still, unfathomable. You know what I'm saying? For the vast majority of people in the world, and most importantly, fucking Christians, man, who swear up and down they know the scriptures.
Yeah.
We really have insight on a lot of things, man. And as we go from glory to glory, that insight is going to be increased. Again, like the elder bro may mention, we're going to see Genesis 1, because if we are those men, we we're part of Genesis, the first chapter. We're going to be able to break down things to their molecular level, to the atom. We're going to be able to see atoms and elements, you know what I'm saying? The very particles that make up our reality, man. We're going to be able to tap back into that, man, So it's going to be beautiful, because we're not going to think terrain, or terrestrial, so we're not going to be in terrestrial bodies.
Celestial.
We're going to be in a fusion of a celestial, terrain body. It's a different type of body, because you got celestial bodies, then you got the new bodies that, the 144, the elect, etc. is going to have as well. We're going to be fashioned different. The best of both worlds, But you got it, you call. Start at 7.
2 Corinthians 14, verse 7. And now I say unto thee, that thou lay up in thy heart the signs that I have showed.
Right, that thou lay up in thy heart the signs that I have showed you. Right, pretty much remember these things. Lay these to your heart, because your heart, not speaking of your literal heart, your fleshly heart, but your mind. But you got it.
And the dreams that thou hast seen,
Mm-hmm.
and the interpretations which thou hast heard.
Yep.
For thou shalt be taken away from all,
Mm-hmm.
and from henceforth thou shalt remain with my son.
Right, for thou shalt be taken away from all, and from henceforth thou shalt remain with my son. Right, which ultimately, Ezra would what? Die. Okay?
Mhm.
Thou shalt be taken away from all, and from henceforth thou shalt remain with my son, which is Yahweh Shai. Alright, he would, remain in the spiritual realm with, where Yahweh Shai would be at this time, at this present time, alright, for a time in the season. Okay? You got it.
And with such as be like thee until the times be ended.
Mm-hmm.
For the world hath lost his youth, and the times begin to wax old.
Right, for the world have lost its youth, and the times begin to wax old, right? Because at this point, it's about 950 years, present, all right? But like I said, for the world have lost its youth, right? Things at that time were starting to decay in the world. The glory that the world once had, prior to, Ezra's in the beginning, being fruitful, more abundant. Men had greater stature, so on and so forth.
Cluster of grapes.
Yeah, reference all those things, but ultimately, like I said, at this point, the world is, slowly decaying in a sense. It doesn't have the same strength that it once had, But you got it.
It says, for the world is divided into 12 parts,
Mm-hmm.
and the 10 parts of it are gone already,
Mm-hmm.
and half of a 10th part.
Yep, right. So, for the world is divided into 12 parts, right? Those parts are ultimately dealing with thousands, all right? So, 12 parts will be what? 12,000. It says, and the 10 parts of it are gone already, which would be 10,000, and then half of a 10th part, right? So, when you do the math, it's ultimately dealing with roughly 950 years,
Mm-hmm.
all right? Because at this time, this is during the Babylonian Empire, the latter end of it.
Mm-hmm.
But because what do you say in what's that second Ezra?
13.
Nah,
I got
thinking-
one. I think I got one.
Thinking when it said he was there, he said the 30th year.
One. Maybe.
Is it one?
Let me see. Yeah, it might be. Let me see. Stupid ass.
3.
Yeah, so look, there's like 3. Yeah, at the top.
I bet.
Read that real quick, Bubba Shah.
2 Ezra 3:1. In the 30th year after the ruin of the city, I was in Babylon.
Right. So when the ruin of the city was, it was in what 586 BC. All right, when the last, besieging happened to the nation of Israel, when Nebuchadnezzar and his forces completely obliterated, or not obliterated, but, destroyed, the temple, so on and so forth. All right, tore down the walls, it was just complete, destruction upon our land. Like I said, in the 30th year after the ruin of the city, I was in Babylon, so this had to be around, 560, 70, about 556 BC. So, somewhere around there, 557. Okay? And I believe it, the Neo-Babylonian Empire completely was overthrown in, I believe, 546, roughly around there. All right? So then, on top of that, if you do the math, we're counting down. All right? We understand the point when Yahweh Shai came was the beginning of a new age.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you got BC, you got AD. BC before Christ, AD will be Anno Domini, which is the year of our Lord. So we're counting down. So, when you go into it, let's go back to it. 2 Ezra 14. you start at stop at 11. It says, for the world is divided into 12 parts, and the 10 parts of it are gone already, and half of a 10th part, right? So, what you got, 950,000, or yeah, 900, not 950, 9,500. Add an extra 500 years, that'd be, your 10,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. So real quick,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna read it in the CEB, just to make it plain. This is 2 Corinthians 14:11 in the CEB, Common English Bible. It reads, it says, the age is divided into 12 parts. 9 parts and a half of the 10th part have already passed. You see? So, Ezra, in a sense, was in the 9,500 year, all right, in creation, so to speak. Jake understood that. I was reading in the Old English in the, CB.
It helps out. Yeah, it helps out.
But Jay, good, we can continue.
I got
What you got?
quick precept real quick.
Bring it out.
I bet. I might get to the point. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 17. For he had given me certain knowledge of the things that are, namely, to know how the world was made and the operation of the elements, the beginning, ending, and midst of the times, the alterations of the turning of the sun and the change of seasons, the circuits of the years, the positions of stars, the natures of living creatures and the furies of wild beasts, the violence of winds and the reasonings of men, the diversities of plants and the virtues of roots, and all such things as are either secret or manifest them I know.
Mm-hmm. Right.
All right.
Concerning Solomon,
Yeah.
Those things are, given the chosen men.
Mm-hmm.
Again, everyone is not able to tap into these things, tap into these scriptures, these prophecies, these breakdowns, and understand them. Even guys who hear the apostles, like, you understand, like, a lot of people hear the apostles, or have heard the apostles, the elders, heard GMS, so on and so forth. But they, a lot of the things we say just go right over their head.
Mm-hmm.
Those things were given to choice men. And again, for us Akim, we can't take this opportunity lightly, man. This wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that was granted to us was a gift, all right, and a beautiful gift. That's priceless.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
But Jake, got anything else? Continue.
That's all. I'm good.
Back in 2 Corinthians 14 and verse 13 it says, now therefore set thy house in order.
12 again. I'm just going to help clean up that last part concerning the 10th part. You got it.
2 Corinthians 14:12, and there remaineth that which is after the half of the 10th part.
Right, and there remaineth that which is after the half of the 10th part, which was that other 500 years before the 10th. See? But you got it.
It says, now therefore set thine house in order, and reprove thy people. Comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption.
Right, so, he's telling theirs to, get your house in order, set your mind right, all right, spiritually, so on and so forth. Those around you, reprove them, all right, get them, prepared. All right, and like you said, renounce corruption, get in the right spirit. You got it.
It says, let go from thee mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, put off now the weak nature.
Right, and these 2 verses, 13 and 14, again apply to us as well. Okay, as we are in the latter times, it's high time for us to, keep set our house in order. All right, and again, make sure we're prepared for what's coming on the pipeline. Like I said, let go from the mortal thoughts, right? The cares of this life. Put all that shit off, man. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we gotta live here and, and tend to the things we need to tend to on the daily, but up until that point when Esau Edom comes down with that hammer, all right, we gotta be ready to, to jump ship, and let this place go completely, man. You know what I'm saying? And not look back. You got it.
Verse 15, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee,
Mm-hmm.
and haste thee to flee from these times.
Yup, exactly. Haste thee to flee from these times, man. Exactly. Again, nothing else matters, man. Alright? What's in your bank account? You know what I'm saying? What's in the parking lot? Alright? What's, the roof over your head? You know what I'm saying? I mean, again, when it comes to renouncing corruption, especially in this society, man, it's going to be vital that we're ready to let go. Alright? And us letting go is ultimately going to result in our benefit, alright? Because, it shows that, we are denouncing, evil, alright, or corruption, renouncing, corruption, so on and so forth. And showing that we are solely tied to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Alright? You got it.
It says, verse 16, for yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter.
Mm-hmm.
For look how much the world shall be weaker through age,
Yep.
so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein.
Right, and just look at, just look at the world, look at history itself. Even in the ancient world, the moral standpoint, was greater. You know what I'm saying? People still had a good decorum about themselves. You know what I'm saying? But now look at, the people or the offspring now. You know what I'm saying? People are just completely lawless, lewd, all right, wicked, wretched, and they glory in it. You know what I'm saying? The things that were shamed, upon in the ancient world are not glorified. You know what I'm saying? In this day and age, man. So again, for look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. You know what I'm saying? And again, evil is going to increase as well. Bad times. All right? You got it.
It says, for the time is fled far away, and leasing is hard at hand.
Mm-hmm.
For now hasteth the vision to come, which thou hast seen.
Yep. So everything is lining up prophetically. All right? Saying, like you said, the vision is yet for an appointed time. All right, but it shall surely come. It will not tarry. You got it.
It says, then answered I before thee and said,
Can I get this word real quick? That word.
Leasing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can I just means lies, lying, falsehood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, beautiful. I was going to reference that. And for the time is fled far away, and leasing is hard at hand. Right? You know what I'm saying? It's, again, look at the world. You know what I'm saying? There's corruption, lies being spread, falsehood. Like I said, the moral compass is just completely low. But you got it.
it says verse 19, then answered I before thee and said, behold, Lord, I will go as thou hast commanded me, and reprove the people which are present, but they shall be born afterward, who shall admonish them?
Yep.
Thus the world is set in darkness, and they that dwell therein are without light.
Right, so Ezra, again, is going to follow the command. All right, do what it was told. But like it says, but they that shall be born afterward, who shall admonish them? Thus the world is set in darkness, and they that dwell therein are without light. Right, so he's asking, like, well, if because he told him, like, you're going to end up dying. He said, well, if I ain't here, who's going to admonish those who live after me? You know what I'm saying? And again, he understood, the state that, the nation was in, during the time of the Babylonians. All right, so he was concerned. You got it.
Yeah, just real quick, dealing with darkness and light, it's what's that word? Whatever. Fuck. Anyways, Job 10 and 20. I started at 21. Before I go, whence I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death. A land of darkness as darkness itself, and of the shadow of death without any order. And where the light is darkness. This is darkness, and that's pretty much talking about. I mean, you can allocate that to America, man. You know, pretty much, or anything, man. When you going through stuff, you know, you think you're in light, and it's darkness, man. And this is actually exactly what this place is, without the orders of Yahweh Shemel Shah. Couldn't find the word.
Yeah, thus the world is set in darkness.
Yeah.
They got glory and rain are without light.
Yeah.
Right? The wisdom, knowledge, and understanding.
Yeah.
It's truth.
That's true.
You got it, bro.
Verse 21, 2 Corinthians 14:21.
Mm-hmm.
For that law is burnt, therefore no man knoweth the things that are done of thee, or the work that shall begin.
Right, and at that time, the books of the law were literally burnt. You know what I'm saying? You know, they sacked the temple, etc. All right. Like you said, for that law is burnt, therefore no man knoweth the things that are done of thee, or the works that shall begin. Right, the Torah, so on and so forth. You got it.
But if I have found grace before thee, send the Holy Spirit unto me, and I shall write all that have been done in the world since the beginning, which were written in thy law, that men may find thy path, and that they which will live in the latter days may live.
Yep.
And he answered me, saying, Go thy way, gather the people together, and say unto them that they seek thee not for 40 days.
Mm-hmm.
But look thou, prepare thee many box trees, and take with thee Syria, Debria, Salimia, Acanis, and Asiel, these five which are ready to write swiftly.
Right. So ultimately, he's getting Ezra's prepared to receive the Holy Spirit. All right, and tap further into prophecy. All right. Gearing up the scribes, etc., to write, the words, all right, that come, proceed out of his mouth, via the Heavenly Father. You got it.
Verse 25, and come hither, and I shall light a candle of understanding in thy heart, which shall not be put out till the things be performed which thou shalt begin to write.
Yep.
And when thou hast done, some things shalt thou publish, and some things shalt thou show secretly to the wise.
Yep.
Tomorrow this hour shalt thou begin to write.
Right. Again, it's all types of, books and writings out there that we have no clue about, man. Or, just certain things that would give us something of the Lord that they just didn't publish at all. You got it.
It says, Then I went forth as he commanded, and gathered all the people together, and said, Hear these words, O Israel. Our fathers at the beginning were strangers in Egypt, from whence they were delivered, and received the law of life, which they kept not, which ye also have transgressed after them. Then was the land, even the land of Sion, parted among you by lot.
Yep.
But your fathers and ye yourselves have done unrighteousness, and have not kept the ways which the highest commanded you.
Right. Again, tapping into the history, concerning, the nation of Israel's transgressions, man. All right. And how we, ultimately we failed. You know what I'm saying? We failed. Like you said, the 30 received the law of life, which they kept not, which ye also have transgressed after them. Israel didn't keep their end of the bargain, man. What's that in let me get Daniel the 9th chapter real quick, just to back that up further. Start at like 4.
Alright. Daniel, you said 4?
9
and 4. This is Daniel chapter 9 verse 4. And I prayed unto the Lord Yahweh my power, and made my confession, and said, O Lord, the great and dreadful power, keeping the covenant and mercy to them that love him, and to them that keep his commandments. We have sinned and have committed iniquity, and have done wickedly,
Yep.
and have rebelled even by departing from thy precepts.
Right.
And
The word precepts also means commandment.
commandments. And from thy judgments.
Right. So ultimately, Daniel was praying to the Lord. Like I said, it's confession. Confessing not only his faults and his sins, but the whole nation's, man.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "We." All right, you got it.
Yeah, because we're prophets, man.
Mm-hmm.
Verse
That's
6.
beautiful too, man. Through the Spirit. I'm just thinking about
pondering on it, yeah.
when Jake prayed, Lord willing, what I'm gonna start doing is like, not just praying in, and for myself, or confessing things for my own faults, but the nations as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
That's fire.
It's beautiful. You got it.
Yeah. Verse 6, it says, neither have we hearkened unto thy servants, the prophets,
Mm-hmm.
which spake in thy name to our kings, our princes, and our fathers, and to all the people of the land.
Yep.
O Lord, righteousness belongeth unto thee, but unto us confusion of faces. You want me to keep going?
Yep.
Yep. As at this day to the men of Judah
Mm-hmm.
and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem.
Right. Can apply confusion of faces, to, the speckled bird, Jake, etc. But ultimately, when you deal with confusion of faces, deal with shame.
Yep.
Yep. You got it.
It says, and unto all Israel that are near and that are far off through all the countries,
Mm-hmm.
whither thou hast driven them because of their trespass that they have trespassed against thee.
Mm-hmm.
O Lord, to us belongeth confusion of face, to our kings, to our princes, and to our fathers, because we have sinned against thee.
Yep.
To the Lord our power belong mercies and forgiveness, though we have rebelled against him.
Come on, that's it. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? Again, we'll read 10.
It says,
Shit, read 11 too.
hell yeah. Verse 10, it says, neither have we obeyed the voice of the Lord Yahweh our power to walk in his laws, which he set before us by his servants, the prophets.
Right, and it's a long history of Jake just rebelling. All right, even to this day, man. Jake is just completely off. We seeing certain niggas at work, like, Jake is just fucking
Smack.
new. It's no knowledge, no nothing. It's all these niggas know. You know what I'm saying? Just act like fucking fools, man. You got it.
Verse 11, yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us in the oath that is written,
Mm-hmm.
in the law of Moses, the servant of the Most High, because we have sinned against him.
See? Plain.
Dang.
Plain verse 30 again in 2 Corinthians 14, and receive the law of life, which they kept not, which ye also have transgressed after them. Right? See? So again, a long history of Jake just going off, man, not keeping the law of life. Because when you look at the law is life. It's how to live, literally. You know what I'm saying? What not to eat, what to eat, how to, you know what I'm saying? Go about certain situations, so on and so forth, that what? Righteousness reigns supreme. Alright? You got it, good call.
It says, verse 32, and for as much as he is a righteous judge, he took from you in time the thing that he had given you.
Mm-hmm.
And now are you here, and your brethren among you.
Yep.
Therefore, if
Right,
so
who
be,
you taking is the land. The law, etc. You got it.
it says, therefore, if so be that ye will subdue your own understanding and reform your hearts, ye shall be kept alive, and after death ye shall obtain mercy.
Yep. Right, and it's gonna, break it down. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause there ain't no heaven or hell shit. Alright? After death, ye shall obtain mercy. You got it.
Verse 35, for after death shall the judgment come,
Mm-hmm.
when we shall live again.
Yep.
And then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared.
Right, for after death shall the judgment come. Right, it's pretty much going into reincarnation.
Yeah, that's the spirit, man.
when you
I was about to say that,
when you like I said, ye shall be kept alive, and after death ye shall obtain mercy. Right? You know, so you know the deeds you do in this life, you know, in the next life, you know, depending on how you know you operated and acted, the Lord may have favor on that life. You know what I'm saying? But if not, you know, hence why you got babies crippled, catching cancer and shit at 2. You know what I'm saying? You know, dying, you know, odd deaths and shit like that. Okay? Because, you know, judgment, you know what I'm saying, is issued in the heavens. Can we get that in Corinthians real quick? Every man shall sit in the let me get it. The judgment seat.
Five.
What do you say?
2 Corinthians 5:10. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Mashiach.
Read that.
2 Corinthians 5:10. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Mashiach, that everyone may receive the things done in his body.
Right, everyone will receive what was done in his body. You got it.
According to that he have done, whether it be good or bad.
Right, so you know when you die, you go to the judgment seat, all right, and get judged there, all right. And like Solomon, we get that too in Ecclesiastes. Under the sun is the place of judgment. Speaking of the earth, okay, because we know what happens in the spiritual realm according to what's that? Job 3. We could get that too real quick.
It's Ecclesiastes 3:16. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment.
Yep.
That wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there.
Right, speaking of the earth. All right, under the sun, the place of judgment. Speaking of the earth. See, both good and bad. You know, reigns. You know, dwells. You know, in this place. All right. So when you die, you go to the spiritual realm, receive your judgment. All right. Once your judgment is, confirmed. All right. Once the Lord puts brings you back and puts your spirit into a new vessel, into a new body throughout the ages, you serve out your judgment. You know, that's why we have what is called a law. You know, the things that will happen or befall you in your life. All right. And again, you know, judgment isn't played out in the heavens, man. All right, or in the spiritual realm, peace is there. And to back that up, we could get, is it Job 3? May not be 3. Oh yeah, it is 3. Job 3. Brother, get Job 3. Start at 11.
Alright, there.
Right here. This is Job 3:11. Why died I not from the womb? Why did I not give up the ghost when I came up out of the belly?
Right, you know, Job was, complaining, pretty much. Because at this point, holy hell got, placed upon him. All right? And he was vexed, yup. You got it.
It says, why did the knees prevent me, or why the breast that should suck? For now should I have lain still and been quiet. I should have slept, then had I been at rest.
Right, I should have slept and I had been at rest. Going, if he was dead, he'd been at rest. You got it.
It says, with kings and councils of the earth, which built desolate places for themselves, or with the princes that had gold, who filled their houses with silver.
Yep.
Or as in hidden untimely birth I had not been, as infants which never saw light. There the wicked cease from troubling, and there the weary be at rest.
Right, all's at rest. Whether you wicked, you know what I'm saying? Whether you righteous, you in the spiritual realm, you're at rest. All right? You got it.
Yeah, real quick, because I know that video was passed around and by the brothers. I think that last year, this little Edomite dude was getting interviewed, and he's like, yeah, I had a near-death experience. I hit my head, like a seizure, hit his head, whatever, died. And he said, yeah, I just, I died and I just felt at peace. And I was like, eat them like.
My father said that. Didn't Dad say some shit like that when he died a couple times? He died like 3 times maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just asleep.
Sometimes you just gotta be like, yo, praise God, about you
Yeah,
outside.
he brought his ass back.
Yeah.
The Lord.
You got it.
So,
18. What you read to what? What? 19.
kind of says, there the prisoners rest together. They hear not the voice of the oppressor. The small and great are there, and the servant is free from his master.
Right, but again, at every category, we use nigga like me pouring concrete. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, man. We use fucking El Chapo, whatever. Everyone goes back to the spiritual realm as at rest. You know, you play out your judgment here on the planet Earth. Okay? Yeah, you can stop there. But we can jump back to that 2 Edge 14, finish it out.
Did you want that Ecclesiastes?
What, 3? You already read it.
Oh, shit. So, 2 Edge 14 and verse 36 says, let no man therefore come unto me now, nor seek after these 40 days.
Yep.
So I took the 5 men as he commanded me, and we went into the field and remained there. And the next day, behold, a voice called me, saying, Esdras, open thy mouth and drink that I give thee to drink. Then opened I my mouth, and behold, he reached me a full cup, which was full as it were with water, but the color of it was like fire. And I took it and drank. And when I had drunk of it, my heart uttered understanding, and wisdom grew in my breast, for my spirit strengthened my memory.
Right, so that cup is a cup of understanding. You know? So it looked like fire. You got it.
It said, and my mouth was open and shut no more. The highest gave understanding unto the 5 men.
Right, so it was like almost in a trance, just speaking. That's why he had 5 scribes. You got it?
The highest gave understanding unto the 5 men, and they wrote the wonderful visions of the night that were told, which they knew not. And they sat 40 days, and they wrote in the day, and at night they ate bread.
Yep.
As for me, I spake in the day, and I held not my tongue by night. And 40 days they wrote 204 books. And it came to pass, when the 40 days were filled, that the highest spake, saying, the first that thou hast written published openly, that the worthy and unworthy may read it. But keep the 70 last, that thou mayest deliver them only to such as be wise among the people.
Right. And don't let nobody tell you we got those 70 books, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. You know, those things are kept up. You know what I'm saying? But you can finish it out.
For in them is the spring of understanding, the fountain of wisdom, and the stream of knowledge. And I did so.
Right. Can't wait to read them books. You know what I'm saying? Like it says, for in them is the spring of understanding, the fountain of wisdom, and the stream of knowledge, right? So he probably had his own book like Sirach, you know, or 70 books like Sirach, Ecclesiastes, and Proverbs. You know, those wise, dark saying, the parabolic books, you know, things of that nature. But that concludes 48 verses in 2 Edge, the 14th chapter. Again, a straightforward, chapter, nothing too crazy, but packed with information, and things, pertaining to prophecy and history, so on and so forth. But shoot, Jake ain't got no we can close out. Jake good? Yes, sir. Alright, so with that, we'll lay that was edifying to whoever may receive it. Even all glory and praises too.
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakabadash.
Alright, double honors to our beloved elders and apostles of great millstone. Shalom to all unite. Shalom to all the Akim pushing the truth with sincerity. We say shalom. Kwame Yasharala.
Shalom. Shalom.
Shalom.